Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be budgeting out my paycheck. This is going to be the second paycheck for February, so I'm going to go ahead and just write at the top, February number 2. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and highlight our different sections. So our first section is going to be our income. And we're gonna list that out. I have a couple sources of income that I will show you guys. And then I like to go ahead and track my my bills after that. And then I always set up my variable spending. That's gonna be in pink. I'll go ahead and highlight like category and amount as well. So I'm gonna go back to income. But yeah, you guys, I have had this is kind of an interesting month for me because I will be going on a trip. I actually already went on the trip, but I'm going back in time to show you guys what I did. And so my savings were a little bit thrown off from just having expenses from traveling, but I will show you guys all of that. I'm happy to say that I am still on track, so we're good. Let me put these away really quick. Whoops. Okay. So now that that's done, let's go ahead and write out our sources of income for February. So yeah, this is for February number 2. Really good sources of income this week. My main source is my salary. I get paid bi-weekly. And for some reason, my paycheck came out a little bit higher. I don't know why. It came out to $2,149. And then I had some rollover from my last budget cycle, unused variable spending, and that came out to $267. So that's additional income that I had. And I also got a Peacock reward for $5. So I have a Capital One Saver One credit card, and they have a deal where if you order Peacock from that credit card, they will just give you $5 back. So it's pretty nice. I do appreciate that. And then I have a dependent savings care program. So I'm just going to put dependent saving. So this is money that gets taken from my paycheck, and then I can reimburse myself for daycare costs. And so I was able to reimburse $625 of some of my daycare costs. It doesn't cover everything, but that's some of it. And so that does really help me out. And so the total for this pay period came out to $3,046. And then we'll go ahead and write out the bills that I had for this 2-week period. But basically on let's see, how did I do this? Why did I do it like this? I left out my daycare costs for this budget cycle. I did something weird. Why did I do it this way? Because I got paid on the 16th, and then no, this makes sense. So I have a daycare cost. I guess I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with this. I think I messed up the bills, you guys. Well, I did mess up the bills, but I know what the total amount of the bills was. It was $1,226. So that covers like utility, like random bills I had, like the mortgage and things like that. All of that fun stuff gets covered. So that's kind of what's going on with that. It's like, I just don't want to write it out because I messed up my spreadsheet a little bit. You know what, guys? It happens, but this was the total amount for bills. So we're good. The variable spending section, I know this part is accurate. What I saved for variable spending, first of all, is gas for $60. I think I can get away with just saving $60. I wanted to put $100 in my fun category because I had a trip coming up, so I knew I'd be spending a little bit more. In my restaurants category, again, I knew I would be spending more, so I did put $200 in my restaurants. Lunch money, I knew I was going to be traveling for a week, so I wouldn't need as much lunch money since that is for work. That's a work expense. So instead of $40, I only had to put down $20 for lunch money, which is awesome. Spending, I just gave myself $20 in case anything comes up. So $20 for spending. And then groceries, I gave myself $120 for groceries because I wouldn't need to get as many groceries since I was about to be traveling. So the total that I put in variable spending, kind of like my allowance that I allow myself to spend in a pay period, for this pay period was actually $520. And like I said, that is more than I would usually give myself to spend for 2 weeks for variable items, but I was traveling and so I expected to have more expenses. I don't travel all the time, so when I do, I plan for it, and then you'll see I still was able to save on or stay on track with my savings, long-term and short-term, just saving a little bit less, but still saving at the same time. Because to me, I don't care if I'm saving $5 or if I'm saving $100, I'm still saving. So you got to be positive with yourself. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about our long-term savings and see how we did. Because like I said, you can't always save as much as you want, but as long as you're saving a little bit, you're doing good. So I like to save for my kiddos' college, so I always write kiddo college. He's only 1, but I'm trying to save for his college now. So what I was able to contribute was $20. So now I have $495 for him. We're slowly but surely making progress. I also want to save for a new car. Eventually I will need a new car, so I better start now. I was able to put $20 to that. So I now have $475 is all money in the bank. Investing, I want to have enough to invest in my Roth IRA for this upcoming year. So I was able to put $20 into that. So now the total I have for this year is $5,455. The goal here is to get this up to $7,000 because that's the maximum that you can put in, and then per year. And then emergency, I'm adding $20. So yeah, I'm just saving a little, you guys, but I'm still saving. That is $2,455 now in emergency, so that's pretty good. I'm not going to worry about the total here. This is all in my bank account. And then we're going to move on to short-term savings. This section got a little bit weird for these weeks because I really had to prioritize my upcoming trip since there were a lot of expenses associated with that. So I'll just show you guys where I'm at with all my short-term savings. So the first savings is for my kiddo. This is for random things for him. I actually did contribute $200 to this. And so I ended with $207 for kiddo. The reason I wanted to put so much in for kiddo is because my son actually stayed with his grandparents when we went on our trip. And I wanted to make sure that I had some money set aside to buy them a nice gift to show my appreciation for that and kind of make their lives easier as they're doing this favor for us. And so that is why that money went into kiddo. I used that to like make this gift basket, and I think that went over really well, and that was a really good use of money, I would say. The next category is family fun. I did not put anything in this one. The total that I have for this is $75. The next category I have is car insurance, which will actually be due in March, but I'm actually fully funded, so I don't need to add anything else for that. I have $800 and that money is ready to go for the upcoming charge. I also have car maintenance, and I am adding nothing to that. That is in a pretty good place with $836. My car tags, those I do feel like I need to contribute to, so I was able to add $5 to car tax since that's a yearly, like annual expense. So for that, I now have $140. Vacation, okay, you guys, so here's where it gets a little bit wild, but for vacation, knowing that I had these upcoming fun or like expenses for vacation, like we went skiing, so we needed like additional ski supplies, and we needed to wax our skis, which is an additional expense, and we had to buy food while we were on our trip and all of that. So I wanted to be ready for any expense that would come my way and not get thrown off my budget. So I was able to put $1,000 towards vacation, which brought me to, oh, you guys know what happened? I already spent, no, I didn't spend. No, I'm perfect. That $1,000 brought me to $1,000 because I didn't have any money in vacation. That's why I had to add so much. So I had to add that $100, and I'm really glad I did because it all worked out perfectly. That was pretty much the right amount of money. It was a little bit over, better to be over than under, so that worked out really well. My next category is beauty. And I did not add anything to beauty. I have $101 in beauty, but I don't have any plans to use it anytime soon. Next category is for clothing, and I did not add anything to clothing. My total amount of clothing now, I have $258 for clothing. Gifts is next, and for gifts, I was able to add $4. So my total for gifts is now $190, which I need because I have birthdays coming up, and so I have to be aware of that. I also have a baby shower coming up, so I have to be aware of that. Then I have charity. I usually put $5 in charity, but not this week. It just doesn't really work out for me this week. So I currently have $40 in charity. Electronics is, I'm trying to save for eventually a new phone, but I was not able to put anything in electronics this week. So I currently have $15 in that. Christmas is something I always want to save for, but this week I was not able to. So far what I have for Christmas is $100. But it's still February, you guys, so I have quite a bit of time, so that's okay. For my mom, I was not able to add anything. She currently has $117. For home, I was not able to add anything, so that currently has $45. For household, I was not able to buy or to add anything, actually. So household now has $23, things like cleaning supplies and soap and things like that. Toiletries is next. I usually like to add like $5 to toiletries, but I was not able to. So I currently have $48 sitting in toiletries. That's pretty good in my opinion. Fitness, I like to usually add $5, but I was not able to. So fitness now has $33. I don't have any plans to buy anything for fitness, so that's okay. Experiences, I like to usually add $5, but I was not able to. I currently have $200 in experiences. That's pretty good in my opinion, because I feel like if a concert does come up, I can probably pay for it with that money, so I'm good on that. Miscellaneous, I'm saving up to pay for my taxes, but I think I actually have enough, so I'm not going to add anything. I have $195, and I think that should be enough to pay for my taxes. I just use TurboTax, and it is not too expensive. So this is everything for the week. You can tell most of my income went to my upcoming vacation and my bills. That's just where the majority goes, but I still was able to save for some of my long-term items and even some of my short-term items as well. So we're still on track, you guys. We're doing well. And I will let you guys know how everything shapes up with the vacation expenses, in case you're curious to hear about that. So please go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. I would love to hear from you guys and see what you think. So anyway, without further ado, thank you guys for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye.